Well, everything really started out with the last record I did, Rolf in 2005, and then I did the tour, also in 2005, and it was really heavy when I was writing for Rolf because the passion to do that and the fun in writing songs has gone. It was not there, and it came around the year 2006. It was a really kind of a creepy process, so it was not, from one day to another that I said I don't want to do it anymore. But so that was a kind of decision I made throughout this, to say, okay, I don't do running wild anymore. And so we started out with a different project called Toxic Taste. It was just a fun project, just to get the head clear.
Yes.
We did whatever we wanted. We had no record company. There was no pressure behind that. It was a kind of punk, rock and roll, hard rock project, and we just did it for fun. And around 2009, the guys from Wacken came with the idea, why you don't, if you stop this, he knew that I wanted to stop, and he said, why don't you do this for the public, for the fans, with this special occasion, concerning, 30 years running wild, 25 years Wacken open air.
Yes, absolutely.
It could be a great idea. And so, I did this kind of a festival, and it was a great show at the evening, It was an absolutely record. There were around 150,000 people, so
fantastic.
It was a record for Wacken. And, it was really great. And then after that, around 2011, the record company just came over with me with the idea to re-record the old stuff on some of the songs of the first 9 records, which you can't buy anymore because the record company has gone, and Universal England, who got the rights for the songs, don't put out the records anymore. And I said, could be a great idea, and they said, oh, you need some bonus tracks. And I said, okay, then I stopped doing running wild, so I can try out to write some of the songs, which are, some ideas, bits and pieces I have. I just tried it, and I've tried to start writing on the songs. And immediately I found out that the fun was back to write this, and it was really great. And I saw these kind of bonus tracks growing to 4 album titles. And I called up the record company and said, okay, these songs are too strong to waste them as bonus material. So forget about the re-recordings, let's talk about a new album. And they said, wow, great, new album's better than re-recordings for sure, we would have that, absolutely, And that's why, it came back, and the fun was back, and the songs have been written so easily, and everything was so smooth again, and the fun and the passion was back. And so that, that's why I did it again, But I really had, if I look back today, I really had to say goodbye to running wild completely to find back, If I just had said, okay, I just do 1 year off or something like that, it wouldn't have worked. I really had to say, okay, I stopped this totally, that's done for me. To keep the head clear, to the different things and everything. And then when I came back, it was so, it was refreshing. It was new, it was, the passion was back and the energy was back. Well, I started out, we did in between Shadowmaker and Resident, we did this project called Giant X together with PJ.
Yes, Giant X, yes.
And so, when this promotion, everything, I had to do some interviews. Originally it was planned just that PJ had to do, all the interviews and stuff. But I did some interviews for that, and when I finished with the promotion and everything for this album, it was around in March. I started out with writing on the material. I got, before that, some bits and pieces, some ideas and stuff like that I put down on tape. But, then I could really start out with that. And, I really started out with 3 songs then. And, I was writing on one of the titles, I can't remember which it was. And there were some songs that were just falling out of myself, There was immediately the idea for Soldiers of Fortune. And, the song has been there in 5 minutes or something like that. I just put it down on tape very quickly, not to forget. And then I wrote again on the other track. And in around 2 or 3 days, there were 4 more songs were coming out of this. No, there's the main songwriter of Running Wild was ever me.
Okay.
But, in the former times, there were some songs that coming around from different parts, from different, guys in the band that were in the band back then. But today, since 20 years, Running Wild is a real solo project, and even when Tilo, who belonged to this very long during part of the band, when Tito went out of the band when he was going, you know.
Yes.
For me, will show you now. This is you're very clear that this is a solo project, you know. So also PJ, he's also a hired musician when it comes to live or when we play in the studio, you know. So Ronnie was just my person. Well, you know, that kind of revival would be great for Running Wild, you know, because we are a band like that, you know.
Yes.
There was always our music, and you know, but you really have to think about that, you know, these kind of, most of the bands, they did the classic metal, you know, are not the youngest guys, you know, so when new bands coming around try to play this, could be different because, you know, when we started out with that kind of music, when we invented that kind of music,
yes, absolutely.
it was a different time, you know, it was 30 years ago, you know,
yes,
so
exactly.
it's a pretty long time. And so it could be really pretty much very, very heavy to recreate this feeling for people that didn't live there and didn't feel the time, you know what I mean? I think the first difference is that when I look back now, today, Shadowmaker was the kind of bridging point between, you know, leaving off Running Wild, doing this project, this fun project, Toxic Taste and everything, and coming back to Running Wild. There was a bridging point between that, and Resilient is pretty much more a more classic album.
Yes.
It was not done intentionally. You know, it just came up when I was writing. I was prepared and I was ready to write these songs again, you know, so they're just coming out like that. So I really couldn't force myself to say I have to write songs like that. It wouldn't work, you know. You really have to wait when they're coming. Well, originally I had a different musical idea for that, you know, because to do a song like Bloody Idol, the idea was there just when I started out around March this year, you know, writing the songs. And when I got this kind of rush of songs that were coming out, and Bloody Idol was one of them, I had to throw away the idea I had originally because, you know, all the ideas were just coming out like a big worm, you know, just one part of the other, and I really had to put it down on tape. And, you know, it was really special because the song has written itself, you know. I just put down all the things, and when I came back to write on the song, and I finished the other tracks, I figured out, you know, there's nothing to do on the arrangement because all the parts I've put down on tape were the arrangement of the song. And I just had to, you know, play the guitars properly and put the bass on, you put the vocals on, writing the lyrics for that. And you know, and for the first time, it was sure from the first starting point that would be a song about pirate stuff and the
yes.
piracy. And if you have a look on the vocal song or the lyrics today, it's a song about pirates, but on the surface, it's a song about greed and what greed does to the people and what greed does to their hearts and their souls. You know, this is the main point in the lyrics. But it's also, you know, a kind of a, you know, image song concerning piracy and stuff like that. Oh, it's pretty much different, you know. If you go through the songs, and if you have a look on the first track, Soldiers of Fortune, it's a real,
yes.
you know, image song for Running Wild. It's just about the pirate stuff, so there's no big, you know, bigger meaning behind that. It's just the song and the melodies and, you know, the feeling and the mood you're in when you listen to this. And, you know, the title track is another song. You know, it's a song about, you know, the things, how I see life and how I react to life, you know. I was always resilient, always standing up again, you know, always fighting for what I believe in, what I believe is right, and the direction I want to go. And this is what Running Wild is also, you know, for next year, Running Wild is 35 years, you know, and
yes.
30 years gets to Purgatory. So it's a long, long time, you know, and you can see this band must be resilient, you know. And so there's totally different stuff on that, and if you have a look, you know, look on a song like Crystal Gold, which is about, you know, I had some news on the radio where we were saying, you know, that like the rumor told us for years before that they tried to, you know, privatize the drinking water recovery, the trade with that. And I knew from the first part they don't do it because they want to make money, they want to have control over the people, because nobody can live without water, you know, so you really can control everything with that. And that's why, you know, when I was writing on the song, I called the song Crystal Gold, and I wrote the lyrics about that because it's a kind of, you know, bridging point also between a song called Black Gold that was on Rocks on Vogue, and this song, because they got the same idea behind that, you know, it's about, you know, try to take control over the people. So that's why I used this. So as you can see, there's a lot of different stuff on the album, so it's not all the songs on one topic, you know, it's a real, you know, a lot of social criticism in that, you know, a lot of political statements, and, you know, also songs like Run Riot, which are pretty much more, you know, more aggressive and stuff like that. So there's totally different stuff on that. There will be no touring, but when I finish all the promotion for the album, I will just sit down myself, because we get so many offers for doing festivals in the next summer. We also get them for this year, but it was not possible because of the production right in the summer. And I will figure out with the technical guys everything, you know, what is possible to do and what not.
So we have to wait until the festivals in the summer.
No, because I stopped touring, you know, 2005 was the last tour, and that will not change again, you know, because I figure out that it's better for Running Wild, when you see Running Wild as a band, it's a big stage band, you know, big show and everything, the pyrotechnics and the big stage set. You really need, you know, the big stage and everything, and you really found all this logistical stuff is there when you're on a festival, like rockin', you know. You got the big stage, you got the lights, you got the pyrotechnics, and you got 150,000 people in front of you, you know, going crazy to your music, you know. This is a different part than you playing in a club with 500 people or something like that. Oh, this is hard to say. I really can't tell you, you know. I really hope to go on with that, you know. As far as I enjoy what I'm doing, you know, I will go up with that, you know, because I really love to do music, and, you know, even if we don't tour again, you know, doing festivals from time to time is great, you know, but I also like, you know, to write songs and to create a full album of that, you know, to see how it grows to be a full album, become a full production. Hi, this is Rolf from Running Wild, and you're listening to United Rock Nations on Rock and Roll Radio.